back to my channel, welcome to another video, and this time, first time ever, I'm gonna be talking about my microblading experience and in particular about BROWS microblade. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell if you like these sort of videos. I post videos about beauty, fashion, lifestyle, motherhood, life in London, and it would mean so much to me if you subscribe. And if you're old to this channel, welcome back. So in today's video, as I mentioned, I want to talk about my microblading experience. So I have been thinking about microblading for some time now, and it just really came to that I finally experienced it, and I wanted to talk about how I felt about the process, and I have also filmed everything for you. But also in this video I would like to cover some aftercare and my thoughts on this. So before I insert the clips from the actual process and maybe a couple of updates during the healing period, I wanted to tell you obviously why I decided and talk a little bit more about my eyebrows. So I'm going to now insert a couple of images what my eyebrows now looks like with a bit of eyebrow pencil, and obviously in the clips you will then see a little bit more about the drawing and how you create the shape and the whole experience. So you will see how my eyebrows looked before. Now the question is, did I have an amazing eyebrows? Not at all. Did I have awful eyebrows? Like some people are unfortunate, some people are affected sadly due to their illness. So I think microblading is a great opportunity how to basically improve whatever are you lacking and you didn't get from Mother Nature. So I think partially my issue was that I never had really thin eyebrows, but due to the kind of fashion that was in the 90s and maybe unexperienced beauticians, my eyebrows have been overplucked for years. So it was actually here, I believe one of the benefit artists one told me, do you realize that one of your eyebrows is much shorter than the other? So yes, I was trying to save it with a pencil, and it is always hard work, but one of the eyebrows was definitely shorter, and you will then obviously see that in the clips as well. So I have been thinking about microblading for a while, and I started to do a little bit more research, and mainly on Instagram I was really tempted and I really like the PHI method, and I was looking at options. I like to have things like that done quite a lot in Czech Republic. One of the reasons is definitely babysitting, because when I go with my son Liam to Czech, I always have a babysitting sorted during the week. Another thing is definitely price. You know, these things are in general cheaper. And I found an amazing brow artist, but that artist lives miles away from where I live. So I was already thinking, and I really never got into that, like to actually book myself. And then all of a sudden I was approached by lovely Ellana if I would like to try the experience. So that was complimentary. However, I wasn't asked to film this video. This video is not sponsored, but I thought it would be nice to share the experience with you, and maybe if you're like me, that you're a bit undecisive, you have got questions about it, this video may help you to make the decision. So firstly, Ellana's based in London, she's based in Angel, and I can't recommend her enough. She's been so good in terms of explaining, extremely professional, in a lovely little salon where you pretty much just relax. And the whole thing started with a consultation appointment where she tells you a little bit more about the process, looks at the eyebrows, tells you a little bit about the aftercare and the healing. And also you do a patch test, so everything is highly professional. Make sure, you know, she wants to make sure, and any brow artist, that obviously you're not going to have a bad reaction. So that was the start, and then a few weeks later we actually booked the appointment. I believe I spent there maybe 2.5 hours, and I'm going to insert the clips now. Walking towards the salon where the microblading is going to be done. It's actually based in Islington, so you know, quite okay to get to for me, and hopefully for other people as well. So I will always, as always, like link the information down below in the description box. So I will link where the place is situated and also the artist's Instagram. And I'm excited, and I can't wait to have a cup of coffee. I'm gonna ask her maybe afterwards if I could at least have a decaf, just to kind of I don't know, I just like the taste, and I'm so used to coffee, and it's shocking like how much my body is asking and my mind is asking for it when I can't have it. So hopefully afterwards I will be able to at least get a decaf. There's still a little bit of caffeine in the decaf coffee, but hopefully I'll be allowed. So let's see. I know there's definitely not drinking allowed another 24 hours, but that shouldn't be a problem for me anyway. And I hopefully will film something there, but I would prefer maybe just to talk about then the process afterwards, about the healing, how I get on with, you know, not to get the water on the eyebrows, how I protect myself, how do you protect the skin when it comes to sunshine and all of this. I think these glasses will definitely be my best friend. So I'm 15 minutes early, but let's get in. So I have arrived for my treatment. Here are some bits that are specifically part of the PHI brand, is it the Academy? So it's the blade is specific to
that's it.
as well.
This is the microblading.
Perfect.
Cool.
And these would be the colors, the pigment.
Yeah.
And then this is where I'm gonna be, guys, lying down. We've got a TV, which I guess we won't watch. There we go. And there's the missus, the master. That's gonna basically make me look pretty. No, this is basically we're measuring the brows and trying to find the shape before we actually start with the treatment. So this should be the shape. They're using like a special PHI brows app that should actually be showing you how close you are to 100% accuracy and symmetry, which is very rarely 100%, but we're trying to get as close as possible to it. So yeah, beautiful look.
I can send you a picture of this as well. Both of the eyebrows are aligned here where the arches are, and at the bottom of the brows where you can see where they're both supposed to start, and where they're both supposed to end as well. So you can see here it's all completely symmetrical, and this just ensures that, you know,
we've got the shape.
Yeah.
So now I've got the pigment on. Yeah, what a look, but it will be worth it.
Finished result?
Yeah. We are finished, guys, and I love the result. So at the moment the eyebrows is a little bit swollen and red, and I'm going to tell you more about everything at home and the aftercare. I've got my kit here, and the next 2 days I really need to focus on like keeping the eyebrows clean and using this cream, but let's talk properly at home. But thank you so much for this beautiful work. So I just got out of the salon and the first stop is gonna be Starbucks. I'm seriously dying for coffee. It was really weird not to be able to have it in the morning. At the moment the eyebrows is more kind of obvious, it's very out there, but over the time, once it's gonna heal and settle in, it's gonna become more natural, like thinner. It's gonna also like shrink by 10 to 15%. So yeah, don't you think that, you know, I'm gonna be this kind of super dark for the whole time. As you can see, I am back home, and this is the result for eyebrows. That's basically right after, maybe an hour after the treatment. So basically what I was told is the first few days it's definitely much darker than it's gonna be, then the pigment is gonna kind of settle in, and the eyebrows probably gonna shrink by maybe 10 to 15%, which is good because that's when you start to achieve the more natural look. Now I got this kit, and obviously the therapist would explain all the things you have to do after the treatment and the aftercare. So the first week you need to avoid basically getting any liquid, or basically when you shower, avoid baths, saunas, steam, working out. So I'm basically going to take time off working out next week, which is a nice excuse. And you have to look after the eyebrows. So today, every probably 1 to 2 hours, I need to clean the eyebrows. First, I'm gonna use this, which you just open, and then I'm gonna apply, there's something like a little pot, almost like a Vaseline, and then you just need to use sterile water, so basically boiled water, and just use a cotton to clean it, and then again reapply. I forgot to buy in the shop like a cling film, but she said maybe to cover the eyebrows for tonight with a cling film, so it doesn't obviously rub into anything and the pigments has got time to settle in. In terms of the pain, I'm not the best person like when it comes to pain. I would say I'm quite like moany person when it comes to pain. So I think at the start, because what Ellana was doing is she doesn't apply the numbing cream right away. Again, it's in order for the pigments to work in your favor. So she basically did maybe a few minutes on one eyebrow and a few minutes on the other one without numbing cream. And then when she had the basics, then she put on the numbing cream. It's definitely bearable. I said to her maybe on the scale 1 to 10, maybe 5. It's just because I'm sensitive. And for me, it's more in my mind. It's more in my mind and I'm thinking, oh my god, there's like a microblade scratching on my eyebrows. But it's bearable, it's fine. At the moment, I do feel it, that there's been, you know, something done. But it's not like you're in massive pain. As you know, I probably had my coffee right away, so that was lovely. That was like a nice reward. And I'm now gonna go and clean the eyebrows. What I want to do in this vlog is maybe to give you updates, how I feel, how I'm managing the maintenance around not showering, not being able to have a bath. Well, I'm gonna shower, but not being able to have a bath, and trying to basically wash your hair without getting the eyebrows wet. So again, I think I can use like a cling film or something like that, just to avoid it. But yeah, it's been very good so far, so good. I'm very pleased. She's super lovely, honestly, like a really likable person as well, and I can highly recommend her. And let's see how this is gonna heal and how we're gonna progress and what it's gonna look like in maybe a few weeks time then. So today it's been 1 week since I had the eyebrows done, and I just wanted to give you a bit of update. On purpose, I didn't put on any makeup, so I look atrocious, but I thought that's probably gonna be the best way to kind of show you where we stand and just give you a bit of update. So it's been actually much easier than I thought. I do miss baths, and it was nice to have an excuse not to have to do any workout, but I'm gonna be starting Monday Kailaitsain, so I'm gonna be back to it. I think at the moment I'm at the stage where the pigment is a bit, especially on this eye, it's not great. This side looks good, and I'm pretty sure Ellana told me that at some point the pigment will go away and then it will go back. But obviously, if not, then you do have the retouch anyway in between 4 to 8 weeks. So maybe I'll just message her and ask her if around the day 6, 7, that's the day maybe when the pigment disappears. I've tried obviously to do the cleaning with the eyebrows and then use the candy paste or whatever it's called, you know, the little pot. It looks like Vaseline, to put it on. I managed to basically keep the eyebrows dry, so that has been quite easy. The only thing I felt, I was cheating a little bit with skincare routine and I was more careful with makeup. So I, just in order to kind of avoid any kind of wetness on the eyebrows, I wasn't using cleansers, which I do miss. Another thing, you're not meant to use any anything like acidy and any sort of peels, and I do use them and I do miss it, and I definitely see that on skin, that I haven't done any sort of peel this week. So I need to actually wait 3 more weeks in order to be able to have a peel, even like on the neck. Not sure why, but it probably has got something to do that, you know, you never know how it's going to affect the skin, and when the skin peels it may actually peel around your eyebrows. I assume that's the case. But other than that, it's been good. It's not difficult. I didn't have any pain. I'm very happy with the shape of the eyebrows. I really can't wait one more week when I'll be able to maybe use eyebrow pencil and really nicely shape it. But it's amazing to wake up and actually have asymmetrical eyebrows that, yes, would be nice to even make them more perfect, but they look good, you know, there's no missing patches, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So that's my update. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave that in the comments below. I'll try to answer, or we can always ask Ellana as well. And I keep saying it, but all the information is going to be in the description box below, where you can actually contact Ellana if you would be interested to have this done as well. So that's the update. So far so good. Yeah, that's not my best look. I don't think I even brushed my hair this morning. I'm basically having like a super lazy day. I haven't slept the last few days really well, and I feel like today I just want to lie down, but I can't. I've tried to put Liam down to sleep. He didn't want, which is very unusual. But we also have got our friends coming, so I want to like clean the house. We also need to go to IKEA to get one spare mattress and also extra duvet. So hopefully you guys liked it. And now I'm going to cover a couple of things which I wanted to mention, or maybe I haven't mentioned in the video or in the clips. So the first thing is, I was getting a couple of questions on Instagram, is how do you know what the right shape is? So in general, microblading or the Phi Brown artists, they have got really a lot of tools, including an app for asymmetry. And basically the way they work is they follow your natural shape. So it's not like, you know, you're gonna come there and you wanna say, well, I wanna have eyebrows like Cara Delevingne. If your shape is really, really delicate and really small and thin, I would not even recommend it. I think everybody wants to achieve the most natural look, and the most natural look is always by following what you already have and then working around that. So for me, it was the shorter eyebrows, maybe the shape was a little bit off. There was some missing hair, so Ellana would add a couple of strokes. The second question would be, does it hurt? Now, I am not the best person to bear the pain. Having said that, I gave birth, so probably I am, but with epidural, but that would be a long story. I still had to go through some contractions, but that's not what this video is about. Yes, I wouldn't say it hurts. It's almost like, you know, it's scratching, so you feel something's going on. For me, what I struggled with is, as soon as I felt, you know, there is a little microblade going, you know, it was getting into my head. So I kept thinking, oh my God, there's like probably my skin bleeding, and then they put the pigment on it. So as long as you basically, you know, don't think like I do, I think you should be fine. The way Ellana works, she doesn't put the numbing cream on straight away, just for the best effect. So she would do a few minutes without the numbing cream. It's absolutely bearable. It's more like some sort of scratching. And then once she put the numbing cream on, you don't feel anything. And then over the next few days, or even the 24 hours, it was pain-free. So I can't really say it hurts. The next thing is, I wanted to mention probably the longest part of the actual microblading process is definitely measuring and drawing the right shape. So that probably took the longest. It only shows that the therapist is really trying to achieve the most natural shape for you. So I was like, go for it, however long it takes, that's absolutely fine. And after the treatment, you are basically giving some instructions. So Ellana sent me instructions, how do I care for the eyebrows over the next 3 days, which are probably very crucial. So you get like a kit. She tells you how to use it, but also sends you either in email or in the messages how to look after it. Now, the things I struggled with are definitely my skincare, because I like to use a lot of peels. And obviously there should not be water coming onto your eyebrows for the first week at all, so you have to be really careful when you shower. So obviously you have to be more careful. You can't go swimming, you can't go to sauna, but I think these small sacrifices for a few weeks are absolutely worth it, and it's absolutely doable. If you're scared that you won't be able to wash your hair, just, you know, wash it once a week, or go for a blow dry where they do it professionally and tell them they have to be really careful about the eyebrows. So there's always solutions. For that, the only thing I struggle with is, because my skin got worse, it's just because I use a lot of not like chemical peels as such, but the peels that you can use at home. Obviously they're not as strong as chemical peel in the salon. So I definitely saw it maybe in terms of like smaller breakouts on the skin, just because I couldn't use things like retinol or glycolic acid in a huge concentration. So I was trying to avoid it. And obviously maybe when I was also the first week, I remember I was trying to avoid cleansers, and I would just go with micellar water. And in general, we know with the skin, the more you cleanse it, the better the results are. So obviously I use less steps when it comes to cleansing. So that is probably one of the disadvantages. However, it's all worth it. So at the moment, this is what my brows looks like. I'm gonna again insert a couple of clips. I'm very happy with it. I just need a few strokes with eyebrow pencil, but I can go also without it. It really depends how full look you want. But let's say during the weekend, if I'm just like out and about, or in the summer, I know this is gonna be definitely worth it. In terms of how long it lasts, people with active lifestyle, which I definitely have active lifestyle, that means you sweat more, that means you exercise, you out and about. That means obviously you're gonna use more liquids and more water is gonna get onto the eyebrows. They say it's gonna last probably 12 months. People with maybe less active eyebrows, 12 to 18 months. And then you can obviously do it again. Now, another thing I wanted to mention is definitely that you will have to go for a retouch. So I can already see that certain parts and certain strokes, the pigment maybe didn't settle that well, but that is a normal thing. And that's why each FI artist is gonna also organize a touch-up appointment, which is normally in between 4 to 8 weeks. So overall, it's been a great experience. I would definitely do it again. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with Ellana, what she has done. It wasn't even that difficult, the aftercare. Practically easy, apart from maybe restrictions on obviously exercise the first week and the peels. It's been amazing, and I'm definitely going to do it again and be updating it maybe to every 12 to 18 months because it makes your life easier. It really is good for women that don't want to use eyebrow pencil every day and they just want to leave the house and go, so I can highly recommend it. So I'm going to link Ellana's details in the description box below. So if you are interested or you have more questions, feel free to ask her or me in the comments below. And this is it for me today, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!